Well,
Yeah,
at least it's you and me again.
I don't think it'll send out notifications again. Oh, it did. There
we go. Perfect. All right, so
Hasn't
notifications
done that for a
worked
while.
that time. Yeah, I'll start the fantasy draft. Okay, so I'm doing a fantasy draft. I've turned off the salary cap, so I don't care about the salary cap. And I'm going to run the Hurricanes because I want an excuse to wear this Whalers jersey, which is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Perfect. Fantastic. The pucky on the shoulders, which is what they were missing with the green ones that they brought out.
Agreed.
All right, let's start her up. I draft first. Who do I want first overall? Hedman? He builds from the blue line out, right?
What happened to the Canucks one?
They win taking the day off. Taking the day off from it. Besides, we're going to have some semblance of a season probably pretty quick, and it's going to seem kind of silly. So I'm looking forward to that being outdated. I rearranged all the divisions for this one, though. Yeah, I'll draft Hedman.
Are you getting the Islanders reverse retro? That should be fun to see.
Yeah, I can't wait to do the video when I get that one. That one's going to be just... That's going to be a mind-blowing video.
Hartford jersey every game.
Let's see.
Do you like the Vegas reverse retro jersey? Yes.
Very much.
That one is beautiful.
Yeah, that one's very nice.
That one might be my favorite reverse retro.
It's up there.
Can you draft Eichel if he's still available?
Eichel's not still available. 12 no.
And it says pick up Sergachev.
Yeah, I'm taking Sergachev. That means I've got 3 defensemen first off.
Hello.
Goalies.
Can you use your pick to fix the washrooms?
Yeah, washrooms. They're broken every single time. Yes. It's so weird.
Don't lie, Shannon. You're a huge Caniac. You love the Hurricanes. Just admit it.
I don't think that's necessarily accurate, but okay.
NBA 2000 has drafts where number 1 is number 1 every round.
That would be kind of obnoxious, to be honest. It would be. That's not how it's supposed to be a snake draft. That's the way it's supposed to work.
Which is your favorite reverse retro?
It's still Space Coyote. Space Coyote is still my favorite. Of the ones I have, it's definitely Space Coyote. I actually have been tracking them.
Oh, yeah.
See how I've got them there?
Yeah.
And so I've been tracking them on my board. It's on the backside, though, that you guys don't get to see. So I have 18 so far, and I've tracked it down to...
everything in a list.
Everything goes into a list. Always.
There's a list for everything.
Lists for my lists, I think.
That sounds right.
Yeah, sounds about right. All right, now I'm going to try to build up the forward group.
Do you do fantasy hockey?
No.
He doesn't have time for that?
And even when I did, I didn't really enjoy it. I almost always just reach a point where I'm like, yeah, I don't care.
What do you think of the reverse retro Blasty and the New Jersey Christmas compared to the original?
I haven't got the New Jersey one yet. I like the Blasty. Sad. I like the Blasty. Yeah, I ordered that one in November, and it's not going to be here till after Christmas. But the Blasty one's nice. I think I prefer the original Blasty to the new one, but the logo's nice on the new one, so it's a pretty sharp jersey overall. Stall coil. Tuck.
There are a lot of questions on things that Shannon's already done videos on. So his answer's already in a lot of videos. So that's why I'm not asking some of the questions that are being asked.
Schmaltz. I'll take
He's
Schmaltz.
already addressed those.
Like the logo thing?
Yep.
I've already done 2 videos on the logo.
There's the
I've done 2 videos on the logo.
Based on his name. The player with the heart condition.
Lundqvist, I just did the video on Lundqvist.
Right. See, I know.
Just
I know he did
posted
a video on it. That's why we don't need to address all the things that he's
just
already
posted
done
it.
videos on. Okay.
I'll take Olofsson. Sure.
Can
Have I got
you
a center?
a Whalers franchise?
This is as close to a Whalers franchise as I'm going to get. Because then you have to create a team, and then you have to create the jersey, and it's just a real pain.
What?
Because no matter how good you might be at creating it, it never looks quite right.
What if Carey Price is traded to Boston? Would they win a cup?
Why would Carey Price? He's got a $10 million price tag. And the thing with Boston is it's not goaltending that's been their problem. Even with Carey Price, they still don't beat Tampa last year. So, yeah, I don't think goaltending's been their problem. Their goaltending's been fine. Backlund, Palat, Butcher,
New Blasty
Ryder.
is best Blasty.
I don't agree.
I do like the new one.
I'm on the fence. There's parts of it I like, and yeah. All right, I'll take Pesci because I love
You should make
Pesci.
a video dedicated to the Russian 5.
I've done a video on
Haven't
the first Russian 5, which was the 5 that came over when the Soviet Union allowed them to come over.
Right, I thought you had.
And then I've done videos on members of the Russian 5.
I am feeling just fine, thank you.
Don't jinx it now.
Question for me: will you start a sewing YouTube channel? No.
She should. Sexy Sewing with Yvonne.
No, I certainly wouldn't call it
And
that.
you'd start every
comments?
video with "Keep it sexy."
That's not something I would ever say.
Okay, well,
that's not a thing.
I'll be your manager and I'll make it work.
Pass.
I'll make it work. Okay, now I'm going to take all the top prospects I can find. So I'm going to take Perfetti.
Is another goalie going to be declared out indefinitely this week?
I hope not. I really hope not.
Yes, sexy sewing. Keep it sexy. Yeah, that I certainly don't ever.
And you have to say it deadpan. Welcome to Sexy Sewing with Yvonne. I'm Sexy Yvonne.
That's not a thing.
I'm just Yvonne.
I would not.
Keep it sexy, everybody.
I don't.
Today on Sexy Sewing, we're making socks.
No.
Here's a pair of socks. Here's how I made them.
Pass on that. Okay. Are you planning on buying all of the reverse retros? He's waiting for all of the reverse retros.
I've got
They're all coming.
The plan is they're all going to be here.
They're all.
It's just a matter of when.
Eventually, making their way here.
I want Lindell too. Yeah, I'll take Lindell. Sure. All the top draft picks. Take all of them. It's a franchise mode. I'm taking all of them. Defense is going to be in tight because the forwards are going to be all young.
How's the Shannon calendar coming along? He's not very
That's how I'm paying for the jerseys.
Yeah, we did joke about that. People keep making comments on.
Yeah, I wanted to say my OnlyFans. My OnlyFans is paying for the jerseys.
It's totally paid for by OnlyFans.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Because we get weird comments on buying jerseys. Really weird comment. People are odd.
Oh, Kyrou. Yeah, I'll take Kyrou. I like Kyrou. He looks so happy that I picked him. He looks so happy. He's excited that I picked him. I'm excited for him that I picked him. It's good for him.
What's Shannon's biggest pet peeve of Yvonne's?
She's too sexy and distracting.
Oh my
Her
gosh.
overall distractingness with the sexifulness makes her...
Sexifulness.
Yes, it's a term. It's
oh my gosh, Shannon.
It's a descriptor. And it's an apt descriptor, too.
It's not. Oh my gosh.
It is. It's an apt descriptor.
You're a dork.
That was one of the sequels to RoboCop. RoboCop 4, the app descriptor.
Okay. Anyways, will you do a Kraken franchise in NHL 22?
Oh, of course. Yeah, once we get there, which feels like it'll be about 6 years from now when we get to that one. But yeah.
Well, if it's next year's like this year.
Yeah. Well.
It's like 8 years.
Something like that.
Shannon or Yvonne, should I save up for the Vegas Reverse Retro jersey or the Silver Knights jersey? Silver.
The Retro Reverse is going to sell out. Yeah. The Silver Knights jersey won't.
I was gonna say, if you can get the Reverse Retro, I would get the Reverse Retro. That one is beautiful.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
But if
Brandon
it's not
Tanev.
sold
Absolutely.
out places, it will be really, really soon. It's going to be a hard to get one. And it's really pretty, so...
Yeah, the reverse retro is really nice.
That one's really, really nice. Do you think Michigan is the next state of hockey?
It's going to be hard to topple Minnesota out of there. Michigan's already produced some pretty good players, and it's been a hotbed for hockey for a long time.
Shannon's OnlyFans shows his arms and legs.
See, you're laughing way too hard about that.
Because it's funny.
Way too hard. There's Wojtek
Vegas
Volsky.
Reverse Retro isn't really selling. What? But it's so pretty.
It's gorgeous.
It's really pretty, and it's the jersey that I've been asking
but
for.
What'll hurt its sales is they just came out with the third. They just came out with the gold one, and then a month later they're like, and we got another one. So that may very well hurt the sales. And Dallas
really
went from, here's the brightest of bright to, and whiteness.
Take out all the color.
Now that we blinded you with our third.
We don't have any more chickens. The chickens moved.
Chickens are gone.
They moved.
We are now chickenless.
It was sad. No more chicken neighbors.
Yep, chickens are gone.
Is the sparkly fabric rough? It looks like sandpaper. Yep, it is very uncomfortable. You have to make sure that you have fabric under so it doesn't touch you. I know I have very sensitive skin, but when I wore it for like 10 minutes, I shirt under, but my collarbone was touching the jersey, and even after taking the jersey off, I could still feel it. Gosh, it was like 15 minutes. You have to wear like a hoodie under it or something.
You were so whiny.
That, I think, some people are saying it's not that bad. I thought it was horrible.
Yeah, I have to wear a shirt underneath it.
Absolutely terrible.
I can't go without a shirt underneath it. I usually wear jerseys without shirts underneath, but not that one. Can't do it.
I can't.
I think that's why it was delayed. I think they were trying to figure out a way to get a layer underneath.
And they figured out,
and there's just no way to do it.
Super thick.
Because like your mustard Nashville, there's that layer underneath. There's 2 layers to that jersey, and I think they want to do something like that with Vegas, but it just won't work. Oh, Andrew Kopp. Yeah, I'll take Andrew Kopp.
No, you're not late. We just started.
Yeah, I haven't even got a team yet. I'm only into round 17, soon to be 18. Oh, round 18, now you're late.
Is Vancouver changing their logo?
No.
You already did a video on that.
Nope, I talked about it in the news video this morning, too. There's no change coming. There's no need to. The locals love it.
I was going to say, if
you see it everywhere.
You're local,
it's everywhere.
The First Nations locally are just fine with it and are good with it and support it, so...
Anybody I knew in Chilliwack who was First Nations loved the Canucks and wore their jerseys all the time.
Right.
I never once heard a complaint. And the guy who started all this is out of Winnipeg, so, okay, so you're from Manitoba,
right.
so...
I just hear people complaining about it that aren't here.
No.
But people anywhere local to the team like the logo. And here we have a lot of Aboriginal art everywhere.
Well, and something they said too, something that was said about it was that the way that it's drawn by the Canucks is not the way it would be drawn if it was an Aboriginal artist.
Right,
it's
like
too cartoony. Yeah, they said it was too cartoony for that. So they don't see it as any kind of encroachment on anything. They don't really care.
So it seems like it's not actually a controversy or anything. It's just
it's
people
much
that
ado
are not
about
from
nothing.
here like to whine about it. It's weird.
Pretty much. It's much ado about nothing.
Yeah. Does Chara return next year?
Chara's waiting until the NHL announces their plan. If Chara likes the sound of it, he'll come back. If to him it doesn't sound like it's something that's going to be advantageous to him, he's going to retire. I don't think there's any chance he signs anywhere else.
How do you think Cody Glass is going to do?
Cody Glass should be the second line center for Vegas as soon as this year. He's worked on his strength. He's bulked up a bit. That's what he needed. I think he'll be in pretty good shape.
What kind of team are you drafting, younger or older?
Both. I'll take Connor McMichael. I made sure I had a good top 4 blue line and I had good goaltenders. And now I'm just picking up a lot of younger players too.
Do you like Tampa's shoulder logo on the reverse retro?
Yes, with the silver. You like the silver lightning bolt too. So, And both the circle around it and the lightning bolt are silver. I think that's a nice effect. I think on some of mine the lightning bolt's white, and on some of them the circle around the lightning bolt is white and the lightning bolt's silver. But yeah, I think they did really well with that. I could take Thornton.
Who do the Canes lose in the expansion draft?
Defenseman.
Have you done all the teams?
I have. I've done every team on the expansion draft list, and I even did my mock expansion draft for Seattle.
There you go. There's a video
and then
on
I
that
just dropped it. There's a whole playlist of the Vegas expansion draft. It's been an off season of approximately 9 months, so odds are if there's a video to be made on something, I've probably done it, because the off season's gone on for a very, very long time.
Do you own a Cleveland Barons jersey?
Yes, but it's not a CCM make, so I don't technically have it in my countdown.
Those are hard to find.
Cleveland, there just isn't one.
Stupid expensive.
Cleveland, there isn't one. There hasn't been a CCM made of a Cleveland jersey in, as far as I can tell, at least a decade. They're listed on custom throwback jerseys, but they don't actually have any. So, yeah, there's just nothing.
Should I order a Bergeron reverse retro with an A or a C?
He'll probably get the C, but he hasn't got it yet. So I'd go with the A, just in case they decide to do something wonky and throw it at McAvoy instead. So I'd go with the A.
If Melnick keeps lighting up the KHL, do you think Seattle will go after him in expansion?
It's possible. Seattle's doing a lot of advanced scouting now. So I think they have a good idea of who they want. I know they've been doing their own mock expansion drafts too. So I think Seattle has a good idea. If there's a player overseas that they might be interested in, I think they're already working on how they're going to make that happen.
Are you getting a Silver Knights jersey?
Not yet. I'm not worried about Henderson.
You just got a bunch of jerseys recently.
I basically shut down all of my shopping except for the retro reverse. I said, okay, this is retro reverse month. Other than Christmas shopping for your Yvonne, right? Other than Christmas shopping for Yvonne here and children and family and friends, everything is just retro reverse. Even food, I'm just like, you know what, I can eat later. Retro reverses now.
We don't do credit cards, so
no, there's no credit.
We don't.
I do not do credit.
So that impacts. Yeah, no.
I'm going to take all the players who retired.
Which retro reverse sweaters could be done better? Quite a few.
Toronto.
Islanders.
Winnipeg.
Yeah, agreed.
The Islanders just sat it out.
Oilers.
I don't mind the Oilers.
It could have been better. It could have been
better.
Yes.
You're just saying that because you like the copper.
Yes.
You wanted a copper one.
Yeah.
Or the gear.
Yes.
I know.
Either or. They'd both be much better than what they made.
I don't know. I think it's okay. I mean, for an Oilers jersey.
Oh, Red Wings, absolutely.
Red Wings sat this one out. They did. They just sat it out. No. What's your reverse? No, not really. No thanks. See, do I want Jade Beagle? Where have I... Okay, I don't have
Shannon
right wingers.
flexing his reverse retros while mine are stuck in limbo again. We have a few that are in the male abyss.
Oh, yes. My New Jersey, the Devils one is just... It's not getting here for a while.
It'll come?
It said it was in Mississauga on the 8th. And it just shipped from Mississauga yesterday. And I'm like, seriously, what happened to that jersey for the last week? Are other people wearing it? Or so yeah, it's
traveling.
It's not getting here until New Year's Eve, apparently.
Thoughts on the Sharks' new jersey?
They're doing the throwback to their original. Ben's going to get that one by the end of January. He's saying late January he's supposed to get it. So I'm not going to pull the trigger on a $200 American jersey if I don't have to. It's what I thought they would do with their reverse retro was something that was their original jersey, but Now it kind of makes sense why they went with the in-between jersey for their reverse retro design, because they knew they were going to do a throwback to the original. I think it looks really nice.
Apparently Mississauga mail center is overflowing with outgoing mail.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt.
That doesn't surprise me.
There was somebody online, like the mail person shared a picture of one of these mail centers and how they just had parcels everywhere. We're like, and this is why you're not seeing updates and stuff. And there was actually a comment of, why weren't they prepared for this? Yeah, why weren't they prepared for a pandemic where more people would be ordering online than normal, and they would be able to have less staff there at a time because of social distancing?
And they've had less staff. Yep, they've had less staff.
Why weren't they prepared for that?
They've had less staff and way more. And so they're hiring more people, but I saw a Canada Post worker say it's tough because they're hiring people, but they have to try to train them while they're socially distanced, and they're only allowed a certain number of people in any one location. Right. So
they can only have so many people working at a time.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Do they use softer fabric on the fleur-de-lis on the reverse retro? You mean compared to the old ones?
It's the same.
It's the same jersey twill that they use on other logos.
It's the same as it was on my other Quebec ones.
They are stitched on, so compared to there were the old ones that had the vinyl, that you'd have to worry about them peeling off. They won't peel off. It is actually appliqued.
Yeah, because I had one originally.
On the shoulders.
There's nothing on the oh yeah, there is too.
Which shoulders does that one have?
The fleur. Okay.
It's the same. It's the same fabric as along the hem.
So it's the same as they were originally.
You should do a jersey giveaway and pick me as the winner. We don't do jersey giveaways.
Yeah, we did something like that at one point, and that just doesn't.
Years ago, and it doesn't go well.
It's a headache.
It ends up in a lot of problems.
Yeah, it's just a giant headache.
So we learned that that's not something you can do.
All right, I'll take Neil. Why not? This is going to be the most haphazard team ever.
Why don't I like the Penguins?
You don't like the Penguins?
Yeah, Yvonne.
I thought I don't like the Penguins.
Yvonne, why don't you like the Penguins?
Oh, okay.
Because they've won enough, they need to let somebody else have a turn.
Just see, and yeah.
Be nice and let somebody else have a turn. That's
so
why.
I'm gonna stay out of it. I'll just go ahead and
I also don't like Marigold, so if
you don't like
could have Marigold.
I don't know why you're but that's fine.
So there we go. Would we do a show on the NHL Network?
I don't think we have anything conducive to a show. I actually had to laugh. There was a comment I saw yesterday, which was, I had to give you a thumbs down because you had Luongo on your show. And I said, what show? I have a show? What was Luongo doing on my set? Did I not see him?
When was he here?
Why was Luongo in my house?
Was he in our house? He's not allowed to be in our house.
Don't tell anybody. We're not allowed to have anybody over.
For that.
It's $2,300 if he's at our house.
Why was he at our house and you didn't tell me?
So, he didn't tell me either. I just picture, just him coming in and peeking into the camera and then sneaking his way back out, and I come back in, hey guys, sorry for that. You had Luongo on your show. Why? I didn't have Luongo on my show. I had another one, too, saying that they wished me the best of luck and they really enjoyed my podcast, too, but kept saying Josh.
Oh.
I don't know who Josh is.
Josh?
I don't know. I'll pass the message along to Josh. Shane. I'll pass the message along to Josh. I'll let Josh know. You know what? I'm going to take Louis.
Ivan.
I'm going to take Louis Erickson. I'm going to take him because
Luongo will be with you always. I'm hiding him under the bed. Under the bed, it's drawers of fabric.
You can't get anything under our bed.
The cat likes to go under the bed.
He'd be dead. He'd legit be dead trying to get under that. There is no way.
There's the in-between space between the drawers is empty.
You can't get a person in there.
Well, you'd
and then you can't get him out.
No. Well, no. Picky.
You can't. I mean, unless he could transmogrify himself in there. I don't see how that's gonna work. I don't see how. Yeah, the transmuting thing. Didn't you ever transmute when you were a kid?
Congrats to your new podcast with Josh. I'm pretty sure Josh and Shane and Ivan. They could all do a podcast together.
Josh, Shane, and Ivan. You know what? I don't mind the sound of that. That sounds all right. All right, I'll take Joe Thornton now.
Josh is on here. That's nice. Tell them I appreciate the support.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that works. All right, so welcome to the podcast.
My goodness, that's funny.
I wasn't aware he and I did a podcast together, but I guess, I must be sleep podcasting.
No, we don't sell any jerseys.
Nope.
We don't. That would, no, we don't do that.
With
really,
friends, I'll do it with friends to some extent, but not otherwise, no. No.
We don't want to deal with the hassle or
no.
people or no.
No. There's too many things that can go wrong.
Yes. I miss meetups. We do too.
I miss meetups. I got a notification today that it had been a year since I organized the Boxing Day one.
Yeah.
The Boxing Day one that was the last. The end. So, yeah.
In a week, it'll be a year since we had the last floor hockey meetup.
Well, street hockey, it was outside.
Right. Whatever.
That's on the list of things you're not allowed to do right now, too.
I know. Any adult sports. Actually, I don't think kids are allowed to do sports now.
I
think they just kind of stopped.
They're allowed. They're allowed.
Like, they're really...
But no adults. So I'm not sure how that works altogether, but I don't know. Does that mean that if we go out front and I recreate a goal, then I can go to jail or
whatever?
Does that work or
Shannon?
do I go to jail or
no
pass go or collect $200 or
finally went for a haircut. I had one 2 days before the lockdown in March. I was looking like a shaggy dog.
I'm gonna cut my hair again when the NHL announces they're coming back.
It's tricky.
I will cut my hair when the NHL announces they're coming back.
My mom's not allowed to watch our games in the arena. Right, that's what I mean. So they have really strict rules about kids playing sports. There's certain ways they can't play. You can't have people there. I know.
My friend,
most places the mums aren't allowed to be.
My friend Loren, she's upset because her daughter's doing the figure skating. She's the one I showed you her daughter face planning. She's doing the figure skating, but she can't be in the arena.
Right.
She's not allowed in. So she's having a hard time because she's got younger kids who are learning how to skate. And she's like, well, how do they learn if I'm not even in the building?
That's why we decided.
How does my 5-year-old not have me there, and how does that work? So
that's why we decided to not do hockey this year.
Yeah,
because
it just doesn't work.
With 3 kids, and that would be really hard. 2 of them need assistance all the time. So, we couldn't just put Malachi in the arena and just go to hockey. It wouldn't happen.
We've tried at times something and then he just wanders off. I'll take Hathaway.
So, so we didn't do hockey this year, but they stopped hockey. There's no hockey right now. I still get the emails about what they're doing.
There won't be hockey for a while.
Right.
I would think the new year now.
Right. Yeah, well, they've already said there's no hockey for a while.
Hey, kitty. Can you girls stop glaring at each other?
And they completely shut down all of the hockey in Manitoba. Yeah, I know. I don't know if all hockey is shut down here, but I know a lot of it. The hockey that the kids were in, it's shut down. Manitoba
and Quebec have both announced that they have faith that if the NHL tries to do some sort of a comeback, that they'll find a safe way to do it. So anybody who's like, well, they're not going to start up hockey, I think they will. The one that I wonder about is BC. I do wonder if BC is going to be hard on them or if they're going to allow it or what's going to happen.
I think it really depends on what their plan is.
Well, yeah, they have to show they have one.
Right. They're quite strict about that. I miss ice skating so much. Yes.
Agreed. I was trying to figure out, and we can't. I was like, well, is there a way that we can, skate? Is there anywhere we can skate? And there really isn't.
They were having that. You had to, reserve space at the arena, but I think they had to shut that down, too. Because now you're only supposed to be around your family, and that's it. So.
Right.
Will we see a reverse retro on the Jersey Countdown?
A reverse retro? All of them will be in there.
Yeah. It's my birthday today, and I have a job interview. Wish me luck.
Happy birthday. Good luck. And you get 2 birthdays next year because 2020 is...
Everybody gets 2 birthdays. We get to have Christmas in the summer.
I don't know that I qualify for 2 birthdays.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had mine before the lockdown.
I know. It was right on Gabriel's birthday. Gabriel still got a birthday because we did stuff right before everything shut down. That was the last day we went out. Was on Gabriel's birthday.
Yep. 5, 6. Well, you stick Hedman in the minors? That makes sense. Not.
Yeah, Adelaide doesn't get 2 birthdays either. She's good.
She's not going to be happy when she doesn't get 2 birthdays and other people do.
When is your birthday? His birthday's in February, so we were still, that was still before the apocalypse. My birthday was canceled because mine was right after the shutdown because we were going to Vegas, and it was, the day before or 2 days before that we decided, no, we can't go.
Yeah, that was painful.
My birthday was literally the last day before sports went bye-bye, March 11th. Yeah, our son's birthday is March 12th. We
went to the Canucks game on the 10th.
Yep, and then, but on his birthday, I took the kids to the Vancouver Aquarium. And we knew it was coming, so we made sanitizer because you couldn't buy it already. And yeah, it was a lot of lessons of, okay, you can't be touched seriously, you can't be touching anything. And I'm texting Shannon, we're not going anywhere for a while. And then everything was shut down. So, yeah. In February of 1812? Yeah, I think so.
It feels like it's gone on that long. Feels like I've been around that long, doesn't it, Kitty?
Will Nashville draft a really good defenseman next draft?
The next draft is very, very heavy in defensemen, so I would not be overly surprised if that happened.
Is Luongo a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Should the NHL come out with another line of jerseys for every team? Something new?
I think that with the success of the reverse retros, I'd be very surprised if they don't have some kind of specialty jerseys every year.
I remember your last trip to the aquarium before the world went to hell in a handbasket. It was nerve-wracking. There was barely anybody there because while things weren't actually shut down, but while I was there, I was getting text messages that, okay, there's no more church. Okay, there's no more this. Yeah, as I'm...
And that was the day that I was realizing hockey was getting closed down.
Yeah, everything was being shut down as we were there.
It felt like a really bad day that day.
Yeah.
We were both kind of scared, like, what the hell's going to happen now?
Mm-hmm.
Why would I do that? No. Why would I trade Korpisalo? The trade block in this game is bizarre.
Will teams use some reverse retros as thirds?
I would think so. I'd be very surprised if they don't. Especially the ones that sell like crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if they use them as thirds. That Anaheim Mighty Ducks Wild Wing, that's begging to be a third jersey. That needs to be a third jersey. Hi, is she bugging you? Is she bullying you, Shadow? Is she?
Bullying him by sitting in the window.
No, she swats at him. She'll come over and slap him.
We do not live stream games.
Nope. Not anymore.
No.
It's the end of that. When the guy from the NHL said, just make sure you're not using anything copyrighted, I was like, man, I'm way ahead of you. You got nothing to worry about. Nope. Won't take that risk again.
Yeah, no.
So,
we don't do
live streaming will not be during game time.
Even though we were so careful.
Yep.
No, if
for
they can
3 years,
hear
and then it's
the
just
game.
once. And yeah, they're apparently getting a lot,
too.
and they're getting a lot tougher on it. So
yeah,
I'm not
not
feeling that. Because the next time around, they might not rescind the strike. So nope.
The Calgary Flames should bring back an Atlanta Flames jersey.
I would love to see an Atlanta Flames jersey. I really would. I would be very happy to see it. And then they could play against the Jets. The Jets could wear their Thrashers, and you have Atlanta versus
I would love
Atlanta.
if they did a Thrashers jersey.
I would too.
I really like the Thrashers jersey, and I know a lot of Jets fans don't, and I don't know why. I think they just like to complain about stuff.
Well, because they want to say we're not the Thrashers, even though they are.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
That's where they came from.
Yeah, that's not how it works. What if you need a third channel to stream the game? What? You can't. No, it doesn't work like that.
Oh, no. So
it really doesn't work like that.
When I was not able to stream on the hockey guy, I wasn't able to stream on the entertainment guy either. I was told straight out that would be trying to get around terms of service, and they could kill both channels immediately if I did that.
Then you just lose your channel.
So, yeah, that's no.
We would never stream games, no, but we don't even live stream during a game because we don't want you to even hear the game through
because the audio itself, what I learned is even the audio itself, they can get you for that. They can ding you for that.
Yeah, no. That will never happen. Who's your super early Calder favorite?
I'll say Lafreniere. I think Lafreniere has a really good shot at it. I'd be kind of surprised if Lafreniere didn't get in there, but Kaprizov as well. Kaprizov could very well be Rookie of the Year. I would say between the two, the most likely.
What if the Penguins reverse retro jersey was the same as a Wild Wing jersey? Instead of a duck, it was a giant penguin.
That sounds like that that live stream where we were talking, where I said every third jersey, every team in the league needs to have their mascot breaking through the ice. Because you know, if you're a Flyers fan, you want gritty. You want gritty like that. And if you didn't, you're thinking about it right now, and you're going, yeah, that sounds pretty good. So, yeah, that's how that works.
Do you know any alternative sites to snag a reverse retro? I feel like I've looked everywhere for the Arizona one, and I can't find it.
Arizona one's gone. I don't know anywhere to get it. I know you can get the Fanatics version on the NHL site or through Van City Sports. I think it's just gone.
Yuppie breaking through the ice sounds so good.
Doesn't it, though?
The New York Rangers mascot. Sad.
Well, no, it's a dude dressed as the Statue of Liberty, and you gotta have the big beard on him. So, that could work. I really think that needs to be the New York mascot. And he needs to be as rude as humanly possible. Maybe, what's Joe Pesci doing? Maybe Joe Pesci can just be the New York mascot. It's just Joe Pesci. He could just be himself as Joe Pesci.
Okay, when I simulated the 08-09 season in Franchise Hockey Manager 7, the players voted Mike Keenan, the coach, who they most wanted to play for. LOL.
Wow. Must be a very interesting roster you'd have for that to be their number one pick.
I want a Wild Wing style Vegas jersey.
But would you want the Knight breaking through it, or would you want Chance? Or a Vegas showgirl breaking through. You can. And you can have, like, the feathers. You could have feathers on the front of the jersey for the headdress they wear.
Like 3D?
Yeah.
There you go.
Big old feathery jersey, so that when they skate around the ice, there's just... And then, like, feathers would be falling off during the game. You'd have feather stoppages.
Every time Shannon says what he thinks the New York Ranger mascot should be, he kills me a little bit.
I think it would work. I think it's a great idea. I think it would be. It would work.
Biggest showgirl, yes, I'd be down for that. Oh my goodness!
And then they could do like a little dance when they come out on the ice wearing it. They could all line up and do like the showgirl dance that you do, like the Rockettes dance.
Can?
Yeah, you could do that. You could have all the hockey players come out. And they have all the feathers. You have different colored feathers for the forwards and for the defensemen. The C could have feathers on it too for the captain. You announce your captain that way. That'd be great.
Why would you have feathers on it? Why wouldn't you do sequins?
No, the sequins are for the number on the back. Don't get silly. And it's rhinestones. Rhinestones would be great.
Okay. Anyway.
And then when you get mad at somebody, you just scratch them with the back of your jersey. You'd have Ryan Reeves just backing into people.
Yuppie and Gritty are the best mascots in the NHL. They're fun. I do like Gritty. Gritty's really fun.
See, but I like Finn. I know it's a Vancouver thing, but I like Finn. I think Finn does well.
No, it would not work. Not all New Yorkers are rude. Don't make me mad. You won't like me when I'm mad. I wonder why Shannon doesn't have a PR job with Vegas. I know, it's so weird. You should totally take these ideas.
Yeah, come on. Be fun. It's not fun about these ideas.
Could the Wild ever have Fighting Saints throwbacks using Nordy?
I would love that. I think I've shown you the Minnesota Fighting Saints. That jersey looks really nice. I'd love to see Minnesota do a throwback to that. But then they'd have to, like, halfway through the game change to the other jersey and say the Fighting Saints folded during the game.
Oh my goodness. Okay, people have ideas for these. Yep, breaking through the ice. The Rangers Wild Wing style jersey would be either Ranger Smith or a Power Ranger.
Now I'm going to start losing because I made that trade, right?
If the NHL season starts January 13th, will you still cover and watch NFL playoffs?
Yes. NFL playoffs shouldn't get too in the way of that. Yeah, I'll still cover them.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to take this right up to here. And I still say Oily the Oil Can needs to be the Oilers mascot. We need Oily the Oil Can. Should be the mascot for the Oilers. And he hobbles his way down the steps. He has to kind of hop down the steps. And he's splashing oil as he goes. Could be like an inkwell. And then it's free oil. Right? It's liquid gold.
Shadow and Lisa are getting into it. And Lisa just said, don't make me come over there. Yes, she wishes.
I have to go punch Shadow in the face. Oh, well, by all means, welcome to Canada. We get that a lot here.
Why
all these
do
overtime
teams
losses.
with jerseys in high demand print more? It makes no sense to me.
They may not have had the option.
Agreed.
They may not have had the option, though, due to Chinese factories being closed down as long as they were this year.
I do think it's odd that they're saying this is like the only run. They won't do another run. And, yeah, especially when they're so short on money.
I think it's just they don't have the production.
But, yeah.
All right,
are you going to do World Junior team previews?
At some point soon, yeah. At some point I will. There we go. Trade players.
Your thoughts on Cobra Kai?
I haven't watched it yet. I've been watching The Flight Attendant.
Watching Christmas movies.
Really enjoy The Flight Attendant. Very good show. I'm going to get Yvonne into watching that one too. I just had to make sure that she'd be able to stomach Penny from The Big Bang Theory. And I think she can because she doesn't act like Penny at all in it.
Wait, are you asking Shannon if he got a reverse retro jersey?
I'm wearing a reverse retro jersey.
This can't really be a question, right? Is that directed at somebody else, maybe?
Oh, knock it off.
Do the Blues retire Steen's jersey number?
Probably. I think he's popular enough with the team that I could see that happening.
Have you put the reverse retro tag under a black light?
No.
Why would you do that?
Does it turn like neon like
it's white, like the Dallas? So under black light it'll glow anyways. Why would you put it under black light?
I don't know. Is there some kind of a forensic thing? Maybe there's a forensic number or something. Is that Garodny? Sure.
What will King Henrik do after he quits playing?
King Henrik? Henrik will end up in the Rangers organization. I think that's already been decided. That he'd end up in the Rangers organization. Okay, so Victor Rask moves up.
Do the Penguins retire Letang, Crosby, and Malkin's numbers?
Yeah. Yeah, those numbers are all going to get retired. When you win championships, teams are quite happy about the idea of retiring the numbers of those players. championships have a wonderful way of making fans love players more, and organizations too.
Do the Capitals sign another goalie?
I don't know. I don't know how comfortable they are with Vanacek. If they're comfortable with Vanacek, they don't really need to.
Anti-counterfeiting lines appear. Little like the faint picture on the old banknotes.
Is it just like Bettman giving him the finger? That's what it should be? Because
So
they can't copy that.
Not counterfeit. You use a black light.
You can't really do that on eBay while you're looking at a
Right.
listing on your computer. I'm just trying to get value for guys that I know are going to retire at the end of the year.
Does either Pietrangelo get his jersey retired by St. Louis?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely he will. Yeah. No doubt about that. Okay, I want Velarde. What else do they want? Did they take Schmaltz? How many points does Schmaltz put up? Oh, it's not a great year.
Which numbers will the Kings retire? Quick, Kopitar, Brown, Doughty? Seems like a lot.
Doughty. Quick. Yeah, Kopitar. It just, because when you win championships, that's how that works. You get your number retired.
Did you watch or like The Good Place?
We love The Good Place.
We did watch it, yeah. I didn't really like how it ended, but...
Well, it's a tough show to end, though.
That would be a hard one to end well, but yeah, this show's fun. How good do you think Alex Turcotte will be?
Turcotte could be as high as a second liner this year. He's got a lot of potential. We're supposed to see him at the World Juniors, so that should be one of those players worth keeping an eye on.
Do you wash your jerseys? Of course.
I sure hope so, because I have a wife, and
he likes to be around me. And
yeah, my wife would not be happy if I wasn't.
Best way to wash your jersey. All you do, turn it inside out, throw it in the washer, and wash it. That's it. Oh, don't use hot water. I just use the regular temperature. You can use cold water as well. Do not use hot. And then you hang it up to dry. Never, ever, ever, ever put a jersey in the dryer. Never, ever. That's it. You can wash them yourselves. Just don't use hot water and don't put it in the dryer.
I've never seen it.
We put it in with our regular laundry. We don't do their own cycles or anything like that. We just throw it in with the laundry, but you don't put it in the dryer. You just hang it up to dry, and they dry really, really quick because they're polyester. But if you do it inside out, that helps the logos. That's it. They are made well, so they don't just fall apart or anything like that. If you have one that has either felt or chain stitching, so Blackhawks, Jets, felt can really depend. There's a lot of teams that have felt. If you put Scotchgard on those, that really helps them so they don't look crappy really quick. Yeah, I think that's it. What do you think of San Jose's 30th anniversary jersey?
It's nice. It's nice. No trades found.
When will fans return to the NHL?
Fans are going to be able to attend in certain locations as soon as they open in home arenas. But when they open in home arenas, that's the question mark. They may very well start in hubs. They're leaning towards hubs to start the season because they may not have another choice.
Will Crosby and Ovechkin win another cup?
I don't think so. I think Pittsburgh's window is closed. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay, Shannon's running away, so...
That'll leave you in charge.
You get to hang out with me for a moment.
BRB.
So, hi everybody. How's it going? When it's just me, I don't have anything to talk about. So. Oh, you get a kitty. Oh, Cookie's a great name for a cat. That's great. I like that. Hello. No, I am not wearing a Jets jersey. I'm wearing my Christmas things. So, today I'm wearing the Grinch. They made me a Grinch shirt, so. I won't faint. I'm good. Thanks. What sewing projects are you doing currently? I'm making more Christmas bags, and we adopted 2 families for Christmas this year, and one of the families is new to Canada, and this is their first Christmas ever, so that means I have to make them Christmas stockings and all that jazz. And then I don't do wrapping paper. I don't buy it. I make Christmas bags, so I always need to make more Christmas bags because I'm always giving them away, and then I don't have enough to wrap presents. So I'm making Christmas stockings and Christmas bags. So yeah. Do you ever think they will ever do Christmas NHL jerseys? No. Am I excited for Christmas?
It's always Christmas.
I like Christmas, yeah. It's very different this year.
Christmas all month.
I'll
take them.
With kids that I have ex-husbands. So this year was supposed to be the year that we don't have the kids for Christmas. But since 2 of them can't see their dad right now, we have 2 kids, but Adelaide goes to see her dad. So we're not doing Christmas on Christmas Day, which makes it different. So our Christmas won't actually be on Christmas. We'll be doing it a couple days later. I don't do Christmas paper. It seems so wasteful. I don't like that after Christmas and you open all your presents and you have so much garbage, and I'm not okay with that. So I don't do that. I do not buy Christmas presents, even when I'm doing for other people. I always do ask the families that we adopt for Christmas if they're okay with that. I've never had anybody say no. So, yeah.
Are we gonna make them?
The Devil's Reverse Retro is basically a Christmas jersey.
Yes.
I've heard of that about the Wild's red jersey too, because it's red and green. Well, thank you. I like my clothes too. I like fun stuff.
All right, so look at that. Look at that. Carolina made the playoffs, playing Detroit in the first round.
Will you make a Chris Chelios video? Should be a quick one.
He had a 20-plus year career, so that'd be a long career. He was never one of my favorite players either, to be honest. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Oh, look at that. We won another one. All right, we'll go to the next one.
How do you think the Arizona Coyotes will perform or look after this year, since a lot of their blue line is coming off the books?
Well, see, it's going to be interesting to see how this year goes for Arizona, because they're in a really, well, kind of rough spot. They're already over the cap. They're having issues with that, obviously. And if you're looking for a team that's going to make the Stanley Cup playoffs, Arizona's probably not it this year. They might be helped by being in the Pacific Division, where the Pacific Division should be easier to make the playoffs.
Brad Marchand as a Red Wing, and somebody else. My eyes.
But yeah, I think for Arizona, I think this is kind of, for lack of a better term, kind of a throwaway year, and then they have all kinds of cap space to rebuild it next year. But yeah, this is a rough one. I think their GM stepped away at the exact right time. John Chayka was realizing kind of a mess he had, and he just walked away from it.
Not just Marchand, it's Marchand with a C.
Okay, so reverse retro night.
Updated the roster on the new NHL game?
Yep. Well, yeah, that's how we have the reverse retros. So They're down 3-2, so we'll see whether or not. And this is straight CPU versus CPU. I'm not even coaching. So we'll see if Carolina stays alive or if Detroit knocks them out. Stutzla's my number 1 center. Nice.
He did a video about Lundqvist.
I did.
If you could create your own geeky style jersey, what would the team name or subject be?
I don't know. I mean, they've already done a bunch of Rick and Morty stuff.
Labyrinth. It'd be great.
No,
yes.
she would do Labyrinth.
That could be
for
fun.
me, I'm trying to think of which show I watched they haven't done a jersey for. They've already done some Doctor Who ones.
They do a lot with
I don't think they've ever done an Archer. Archer would be good.
Have they not?
I don't think they've ever done an Archer. An Archer one could be nice. Now, I don't know what you do with Archer. Yeah, you could do something with Archer, though. That would be kind of fun. It's in its last year, too, so this would be a good time to make an Archer jersey.
If Buffalo would offer Dahlin for Hughes, would you take that deal?
Yes, because I think Rasmus Dahlin is going to be one of, if not the best defenseman in the NHL, say 5 years down the road. He's got that kind of potential.
Stargate jersey, that could be fun. I like Stargate though, so.
You can do a good X-Files jersey too.
I liked X-Files too. You got if it's too much
V.
though.
I want a V jersey. That'd be great. Not V for Vendetta, V the miniseries from the 80s. Do a great one for V. Be awesome. We haven't finished watching that yet.
I know we haven't.
We stopped because it's Christmas time.
I know, we've been watching.
I've watched a lot of Christmas movies.
Which is awesome because he never does.
She can't complain that I didn't watch Christmas movies this year. I've watched a lot.
I know, it's great. I think last year we watched 2.
That sounds
Krampus
high.
and the horror movie one.
Krampus is the horror movie.
No, another one.
What, Gremlins?
There was a Christmas party. We didn't watch Gremlins.
Christmas party.
I watched a Gremlins with the kids. Yeah, I only half remember it. They're like at a school or something.
What?
Yeah. I don't remember.
I'm bewildered.
Okay, I'll have to think about it. Maybe I can look it up.
Yeah,
Will Ferrell or Owen Wilson? Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
Penguins should use Danny DeVito as the penguin on their jersey.
Danny DeVito's Penguin was good. You haven't seen Batman Returns either.
No.
That's a Christmas movie. Batman Returns.
Why would that be
That's
Christmas?
because it takes place at Christmas.
Does it actually?
Yep. Yeah, that's a Christmas movie. All right, we'll add that to the list. We'll finish up Dash and Lily tonight, and then we'll watch Batman Returns.
I don't think so. Okay.
Yep. It's Michael Keaton. You'll love it. It's Tim Burton. I don't understand why.
I like Tim Burton a lot.
Right. It's a Tim Burton movie. Danny DeVito.
I haven't
Michelle.
watched Nightmare Before Christmas this year yet.
No, you haven't. Wow, he
I
smoked
should
him.
watch that tomorrow. Adelaide would like that.
Nice hit.
John, that's not a Christmas movie. Don't believe him. See, I didn't think so.
It is.
I was pretty sure he was making up crap.
It is a Christmas movie. She's never seen Die Hard either.
I haven't. It's not my kind of movie.
Louis Erickson with a nice shot there. Give that man an extension.
Is it as much of a Christmas movie like I say that Edward Scissorhands can count as a Christmas movie?
No, it's actually at Christmas. He just ends up shooting it out with some terrorists at Christmas. That's all.
Every team should have a DeVito jersey. He's not making it up. It takes place around Christmas. Around Christmas. Okay, so just because it snows doesn't make it a Christmas movie.
No, he actually...
So if we're talking about that.
He actually leaves a dead body and puts a sign that says ho, ho, ho on it. So... That's where yippee-ki-yay comes from. You've heard yippee-ki-yay, that phrase?
Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it is.
Imagine this is all in caps. I've seen that argument a lot.
It's a Christmas
Have you
movie.
tried McDonald's holiday pie?
I've never
What's
seen it.
holiday pie?
I haven't seen it.
Forever ago, when I used
They're not making like a fruitcake flavored pie,
when I
are they?
used to work at McDonald's, so mind you, this was like 20 years ago.
So before most of you were born.
Right? They did have Christmas
Great
pie.
save.
It was, the crust was like shortbread, and then it had custard in the middle.
Mama's little baby loves shortbread.
So it was like a custard pie. It was actually really good. I don't think it sold very well.
Custard pie is a great Zeppelin song.
It was good. Is Gremlins a Christmas movie?
Yes.
When I was little, I had a little golden book for the Gremlins. It like ended at the beginning of the movie, you know, before he turned. But it was a Christmas book. Christmas Vacation has to be top 5 Christmas movie. I do really like that one.
It'd be number 1 for me.
I do really like that movie. I wish NHL 21 had realistic attendance. It is weird.
I know. Or everybody wearing a mask.
Do you guys like Nanaimo bars? Who doesn't
She does.
like Nanaimo bars?
I
Only
don't.
weirdos don't like Nanaimo bars.
I don't like Nanaimo bars.
Oh.
I never have. I don't like the custard. I'm not a big fan of Nanaimo bars.
Nanaimo bars are great.
Except that I don't really like Nanaimo bars.
They're great. He's wrong.
Scoreless after 1. Can Carolina stay alive?
I love fruitcake. Not all fruitcake, though. Me too. I just got my ingredients to make fruitcake the other day, and I'm so excited. Nope. And I'm totally making fruitcake. And if nobody else wants to eat it, that's too bad for them.
I'm out.
I like fruitcake.
I'm not eating fruitcake.
I don't like candied orange peel, though. So
I don't like fruitcake.
I'm going to leave that out.
I don't do fruitcake.
So.
You have your fruitcake. I'm not eating fruitcake.
Yes. Trading Places. Love that movie. What movie is that? Have I
Trading
ever seen
Places is the one with Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd.
That does not sound like a movie.
Jamie Lee Curtis. It's a comedy.
I don't like
early
Eddie
80s
Murphy movies, so...
What? Wait, what?
The other people I like, but no.
You don't like Coming to America?
I don't think he's funny. Polar Express, thoughts? Shannon, and Yvonne.
Not a fan. I was never a big fan of it. My kids were never big fans of that one either.
Forget fruitcake, get cookies. You mean fruitcake cookies? I love fruitcake cookies. They're great. Why is Detroit's attendance bad yet sold out?
From what I understand from Detroit fans, they're in the arena, they're just not in their seats. So there's a lot to do in that arena other than being in your seats. My counter argument is you paid a lot of money for those seats. I'd be sitting in them personally. And then it may very well be season ticket holders that just aren't there either. We saw that in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Season ticket holders that come in after the game started and leave before it's done.
Yes.
Like, why did you come in for an hour?
It's businesses buy these tickets.
Right.
They buy those season tickets, and they have those spots. They use
so they're
it
sold
as
out.
Like
There's just they're not there.
A promotional thing. Every once in a while, they'll give them to somebody, or they'll use them as kind of like a business expense. But they get to write that off. They don't have to go to the game to have those tickets be tax write-offs.
Right.
But it's really annoying because they'll buy those spots, but then they don't come to games. There are spots that we go to quite a few Connect games. There are certain spots that nobody's ever sitting there.
Yeah.
And
especially in the lower bowl.
It's irritating. Yeah, it's a tax write-off. So, man.
Yeah, because the nosebleeds
a lot of tickets
full.
are purchased by corporations for prizes and business meetings. Yep, exactly. Tax write-off, and then they don't use them.
Yep.
And they're giving money to the local organizations and stuff.
I mean, and there's sports owners too that use their team as a tax write-off. So
yeah,
they lose money there, but it's a tax write-off for them.
They had to make seats black to hide emptiness.
Yeah, remember the bright red ones?
Yes, there's a few teams that have the red seats, and it's really, really noticeable.
Didn't Boston have the bright yellow ones too?
We've talked about that, where it's a lot of teams that have red seats. There's several. What's your favorite reverse retro?
Of the ones I have so far, it's this one's still number one. And I don't know that it's close. This one's still number one.
I know a lot of season ticket holders who purely own the seats to give to clients to woo them.
Yep.
It goes as a business expense, and if you can't find anyone to give them to, they just go themselves. Yep.
Still scoreless. 5 minutes left in the second. Good playoff game.
I think the old yellow seats at TD Garden were meant to be a homage to the old Boston Garden.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Yes, they were. And I miss the Boston Garden. One of my great regrets is that I never went to the Boston Garden. That would have been such an amazing experience.
I wish I could use that kind of tax write-off.
Well, I mean, like, this channel's a business, so the jerseys are a tax write-off as part of the business expense.
Hockey tickets as a tax write-off.
And yeah, when I go to a game, I'm doing reports after the game, and I'm not just there strictly as a fan. I sometimes I miss that, but I'm always still doing the analysis of things and trying to remember. Okay, I'm going to remember this after the game, and then I'm always looking at the out of town.
The sticks went through the board, and they were going to whack those fans with them.
Well, there you go. But I'm always, she'll tell you, I'm always checking the out of town scoreboard. Yeah, the graphics on this are silly.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
They go through each other too, though.
Yeah, but through the boards looks weird. I still prefer the black Cachinas.
Purple Space Coyote. The words just roll off the tongue. Purple Space Coyote. It just works on so many levels of purple, of space, and coyote. Those are the three levels it works on. Mostly on purple, but space and coyote are important levels as well. I may just call it my Purple Space Coyote.
What reverse retro do you think is the worst?
See, I don't like to say worst, but on the list so far of the ones that I have...
Which one's the most
lame? No. The one that I have... The one I have at the bottom is Toronto.
Ugliest.
It's not the ugliest. The one I have at the bottom is Toronto. But, what'd you do? There you go. You closed it.
Yeah.
But, the Toronto I have at the bottom, but it still, when I do a countdown, all of the reverse retro, from what I can tell, probably going to be higher up on the countdown than a lot of the regular jerseys. So the Toronto one is not going to be like near the bottom of the overall countdown. The Islanders will probably end up in that spot or close to it, or Detroit may end up in that spot or close to it.
If your question is, have you bought this reverse retro, the answer is yes.
Either I've already bought or I'm in the process of paying off those jerseys. So, anything that Ben was getting, I basically said, yep, save one for me if you can. And I've been making payments for the last couple of months. And so, yeah, that's how I was able to have that massive unboxing video last night. Because I already prepaid for those ones.
Yeah. Purple Space Coyote is Elon Musk's next rocket name.
I could see him coloring it purple, too. I could see him doing that. Elon Musk is a little bit eccentric. A little bit.
I think anybody that has that much money is going
makes
to
you kind of squirrely.
Eccentric. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of squirrely.
Have you bought the Thrashers reverse retro?
God, I wish they had a reverse Thrashers.
Man.
I've got the red Thrashers now, though, with the word mark on it. I'm so excited that I finally have that one. So.
When are you getting the Blue Jackets reverse retro?
You have to ask Ben, because that's where it's coming from. So that should be in the second and I would think final shipment from Ben. I was doing the math too. The second shipment from Ben should be a lot smaller.
Right. Jets colors, but Thrashers logo or word mark. I like the Thrashers colors. I think it's pretty.
They could do a Jets jersey in Thrashers colors. That might be interesting. But again, I don't think Jets fans would accept it. I think they'd reject it.
Which is silly.
Oh, really? A power play now? Oh, well, it's my power. Okay, so Carolina gets a power play, scoreless in the third period.
There's been talk that some fans want Detroit to wait to name their captain Larkin, till fans come back.
I could see that. I could see that. There's a lot of things that I think sports are going to want to hold till fans are back in attendance. I could see a captain ceremony being one of those things. He's unofficially the captain. We know he's going to be captain. Dick's Sporting Goods kind of let the cat out of the bag, where they were listing Larkin jerseys and it already had the C on the front. So, whoops. But yeah, I mean, it's more symbolic than anything. It would be nice to have fans in attendance when they finally make that for real. And Vegas may do the same thing. Although Vegas, word has it, they're supposed to name their captain before the season starts. That power play's not working. Come on, Tori. Nice shot by Tanev. Nice save by Anderson. Minute and 15 seconds left in the power play.
The Sens should not name a captain for another season as well.
I don't think they're going to. I don't think there's any intention of it. Although I get the feeling that they're grooming Brady Tkachuk to be the captain. Come on. Another big save by Anderson. 51 seconds left in the power play. Carolina's getting chances. Freddie's stopping them all.
I always like the Atlanta Thrashers logo, so I would be a fan of a Jets Thrashers reverse retro featuring that logo.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Thrashers logo too.
Yep.
I like their colors as well, though. Can Dylan Strome be an all-star player?
I don't think so. I think that for Strome, he should have a bounce back from last year, but I don't think he's going to be a star player. I think for Chicago, I think that's going to be Kirby Dach.
If the Caps win the Cup this year, how would that work? With Henrik?
If they want Henrik's name on the cup, they can arrange that with Gary Bettman and with the NHL. The NHL's allowed that. I did the video on Vlad Konstantinov with Detroit, and they allowed Detroit to put him on the Stanley Cup the year that he didn't play a single game for them after the injury. So if the NHL says it's okay, then Henrik would get his name on the cup. I can't see the NHL or Gary Bettman saying no.
The Jets should get their old history back. Agreed, Shannon?
No.
But
they already have
sense.
They already have the names and numbers up in the rafters and all that. They already have, like, people remember those Jets, but that team moved to Arizona, so that's where that team moved. The team that has now gone to Winnipeg is the team from the Thrashers, so it's a different franchise just with the same name.
You call it the same name doesn't make it the same team.
Right, it's the same reason that the Vancouver Canucks don't have a Stanley Cup ring from the Millionaires, because they're in the same city, it's a different franchise. The Ottawa Senators do not have, officially on the NHL side of things, the original Ottawa Senators Cups don't count as Stanley Cups for the current Ottawa Senators. That franchise does not have a Stanley Cup.
But would Henrik accept it?
I don't see why he wouldn't. He was working out with that team for the last couple of months. I think he would accept it. And just because he's not playing doesn't mean he won't have some kind of a role with the team.
Isn't the light blue stripe on the arm of the current Jets away jersey the same color as the Thrashers? I thought that's where the color came from. I think it is the same. I've said that before. They do have quite similar colors. They've just changed placement.
Yep. Did that hit the post? No, saved by Anderson. All right, still scoreless. 7.5 minutes left in the game. This is where you can tell I built a team that's really good defensively and can't score. This is where it shows up. Tanev, nice play.
Will the NHL stay at 32 teams or keep expanding?
No, they're supposed to stop at 32, and with the pandemic and the economic slowdown, there's no chance that they're going to expand for at least the next 5 or 6 years. No way.
We're going to overtime, aren't we? Pretty intense.
See, and there's Kovalchuk with the wings. That would actually be a good fit for him. Louis Eriksson, come on, Louis. Oh, Louis. I don't know why Louis didn't pass it there. He should have.
Savard of the Boston Bruins also got his name on the cup in 2011 after Matt Cook destroyed his career.
Yep. Yeah, there's a number of times where it's taken place that you've seen somebody get their name on the cup that wasn't actually with the team that year. Wasn't it Pocklington tried to get his kid on the cup too, and they ended up having to cross his name out? And then they did it again, so they had to cross it out again.
Do you know why that Red Thrashers jersey appeared again? Did someone misplace a box of them from years ago?
I don't think Van City Sports had very many. Because I saw it, I bought it, and it was sold out within a day. So I think they only had a couple. Alexander Steen, look at that. The guy who retired today, he just got a goal from my team. I talked about a retirement, and then he scored, even with a bad back.
Wow.
There you go. Yep. Feels good to be the whale today.
Do you like the Detroit retro reverse?
No.
It's boring.
No, I'm getting it just so I can kind of look at it and go, man. It's there. It's a jersey. They should have had the logo in silver as well.
Let the man retire. Retirement goal.
Okay, so now can they hold the lead? When does Freddie Anderson come out? 45 seconds left.
Which
Big save.
Episode do you like more, the Trilogy of Error or 22 Short Films about Springfield?
Trilogy of Error is the one where it tells the day from 3 different perspectives with Linguo. That's a fantastic episode. That's one of my favorites. And there's a lot of people that hate it. I thought it was great. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Linguo kind of makes that whole episode. Even though, yeah, it makes absolutely no sense, but it's still really funny. Louis Eriksson misses the empty net.
If you count the Habs Cups in the 1910s and 20s, why can't you count the Sens ones in the same period? The Jets moved to Arizona, but the Sens never left. Seems like a rebirth rather than a new organization.
There's 60 years in between when the team moved to St. Louis, and then you get a brand new Ottawa team. The original Ottawa Senators moved to St. Louis and became the Eagles. So absolutely, the Senators moved. Oh, see, look. They do the surge.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, Ottawa moved. They moved. And then when they brought the team back in 92, they had the old name back. But the Montreal Canadiens never moved or folded or anything. So, of course, they'd keep them. But they don't have the Montreal Maroons championships. Because it's a different franchise.
Will Horvat be a point-per-game player for the next 3 seasons?
I don't think he's going to be a point-per-game guy. I think he's going to top out about 70 points in 80 games. I think that's about the tops for him. But he's one of my favorite players right now. All right, Game 7. What time is it? 1:53. Do we have time for me to do the Game 7? Or?
Yeah, we can do one more.
We can do one more, and then we can... Okay, so this is the last game of this series.
Then I'm going to go do Christmassy stuff.
And then she's got to do Christmassy stuff with the children. And, yeah. Let's see. Alternate reverse retro. And over here, I'm going to get more creative with Detroit. 1927, no.
Dang, these video games have some neat little things like Surge celebrations.
Yeah, I'm going to put Detroit in those, because that's what Detroit should have done with their reverse retro, something along those lines.
Do you guys drink eggnog?
No.
So the kids had never had eggnog before.
I don't like eggnog.
So I got eggnog this year, and I got different kinds. They had, what was it? Classic and traditional, and that's all it said. It didn't tell me what the difference was between the two. So I got those two, and then I got one made from coconut milk. And so the kids each got to try them, and they were just all of them. I can't tell if I like this or not.
Which is the natural reaction everybody has to eggnog. Nobody actually likes it. That's why it's only available at the holidays, because people think maybe they like it, but then they don't.
A lot of people like it just because it's your once-a-year drink, and so you only have a little bit of it. Milk, I thought it was okay as long as you added some milk to it. They each kind of liked it, but only wanted a little bit.
Like say by
I thought
Corby.
the one made with coconut milk wasn't too bad because it's not as thick. To me, it's the thickness that's... Vanilla and pumpkin are the best eggnogs? What?
I've never had a pumpkin eggnog, but I still wouldn't like it. It's
I
eggnog.
don't know. Add alcohol and eggnog. That's what I said. That's what it was. Maybe that's what it needed. That would make it not as thick.
Vodka.
So that would help it. But, yeah, the coconut milk one wasn't too bad.
Vodka makes everything better.
Thoughts on Cleveland Indians renaming what it should be and what this means for the Blackhawks.
Blackhawks aren't changing it. Blackhawks even came out today and said, no, we're not changing it.
Different.
Cleveland is, I think they're going to go to the Spiders. Their baseball team was called the Spiders before. So it's a name they've used previously. I think they'll go to Spiders. I think it just makes sense.
What channels carry the NFL games on Canadian TV?
That's global. Mostly global. And then we get the NBC and Fox feeds. And then TSN carries games as well. I can usually watch, there's usually 5 or 6 games on a Sunday that I can watch.
How many points do you think Jesse Puljujarvi will get?
I'll say 50. But I think he has the potential for more. I think the fact that he's being penciled in for the third line, I think people are underrating him. If he's as good as he's supposed to be coming out of Europe, he should be in the top 6.
Do you think the Ravens should have Browns' old history then, like the Coyotes with the old Jets? Sounds dumb to me.
I think people make way too much out of it. And honestly, who cares about it? I seriously, I remember when the Browns moved to Baltimore. I was upset for Cleveland, but I mean, who gives a damn if Arizona has the Jets' history in their history books? It legit means absolutely nothing. It does not matter at all. It's not important. It's just like when the Atlanta Thrashers came in, they didn't take their history back from the Calgary Flames. Because you retain that when you move.
How do you think the Sharks will do this season?
I don't see the Sharks finishing very high above the bottom of their division. And, again, the Pacific will probably be the weakest of the 4 divisions. It's the goaltending. Unless Jones has a big bounce-back season, I just don't think they have the goaltending to compete.
Who's ready for the season finale of The Mandalorian tomorrow?
Everybody. Everybody is ready. And the fact that Grogu didn't show up in the last episode really amps up the anticipation of what we might find. Will he be friendly Grogu, or will he be maybe a little bit evil, turn to the dark side Grogu? That's what I think is going to happen.
He's already done a video on Lundqvist.
Yep. Did it just before the live stream.
Which New York Rangers jersey would you retire?
Well, Lundqvist is the obvious one. I don't think they retired Richter's. I wouldn't be surprised if they retired Richter's. The 94 run was fantastic. As much as Kirk McLean was fantastic, Richter was just that much better.
There are 2 different teams, Shannon. When you move and change your team name, you are no longer the same team. Thrashers
Incorrect.
Are different because Calgary are still the Flames. That's not how it works, though.
Incorrect. No, you're taking the franchise from one city to another. The players stay the same. The only way that you can make that argument is if you release all of the players as free agents and you start fresh with a brand new roster. There are still players tied to the Winnipeg Jets' current organization who either came over from Atlanta or were acquired from assets they had when they came over from Atlanta. There's absolutely a tie between the Thrashers and the Jets. That's their history. And that's a better history than the one of the Jets going to Arizona. That team was awful. They had a couple of okay seasons, but the Jets were generally run really, really poorly in the 80s and early 90s. It's not a great history.
Just curious why the Canes? Just a random pick?
I wanted to wear my new Hartford jersey, and I thought, all right, well, I'll start up a Canes, and I don't think I've ever done a Canes franchise mode. I don't think I've ever run the Carolina Hurricanes. I don't think I did last year. I know I ran the Rangers for a while. I ran Winnipeg. I think LA was in there too. I'm not sure. I know I did Vancouver at one point too. I know I moved around a bunch. So yeah, I just wanted to do something with Carolina. And there's Detroit. Sam Reinhart scores for the Wings.
Which of the three California teams finishes the lowest in the standings?
Probably San Jose. And the Kings should be the best of the three this year.
Can it make a video of this team's moving to other cities? History discussion? I know it's been covered before.
I mean, I've talked about it before. I did a video that got downvoted plenty on how I didn't think that it made any sense to give Arizona's history to Winnipeg. And like I said, it got downvoted a bunch. But it's one of those things that I think people waste way more time thinking about it than any hockey players, any general managers, coaches. They don't care. There's no way that they care that much. And again, it's like I've said before, it's not like if the current Winnipeg Jets had a Thomas Steen ceremony as a for instance, the people are going to go, who's this guy? That history moved to Arizona. That's just no.
How good can the Panthers be this year?
The Panthers will be as good as their goaltending takes them. Like they'll go as far as Bobrovsky takes them. Their goaltending and their defense were both shaky last season, and yeah, we'll see whether or not that's different this year. I know they've brought in the whole new goaltending department, a goaltending excellence department. Hopefully that helps because that's been their Achilles heel for years.
Your series on the WHA was fantastic.
Thank you.
Detroit's made it a 2-0 lead here in the second. I'm almost surprised it's not a wider margin, right? It really should be.
Thrasher's history should be washed.
No.
Why?
No.
Why would it get thrown off?
No.
Thrown out. You don't do that with other teams.
No.
Like that I don't understand what
I'm
the
legit
deal is
watching a team wear a Whalers jersey while I'm wearing a Whalers jersey.
Wait,
so then that history would get washed
they
too.
keep it, but for some reason with the Thrashers,
don't understand
because they named themselves the Jets, which was a previous team. Then they just want to get rid of that. That's not how it works. I don't understand. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't understand either. I think people spend way too much time thinking about it that players don't care. It's like, Colorado this year's wearing a Nordiques jersey. And people are mad about it. It's been 25 years since the Nordiques played a game. So, it's part of their history. Joe Sakic, who was a Nordiques legend, ends up being the GM of the Colorado Avalanche and won 2 Stanley Cups as an Avs member.
NHL potentially having no choice but to move all 7 Canadian clubs to the U.S. for the 2020-2021 season.
Nope. It's already been said Alberta trusts the NHL. Ontario and Manitoba, they're both saying they trust the NHL to figure this out. The only province that hasn't come out and said, and Quebec too said the same thing. They said they trust the NHL to do this. So the only province that hasn't said the same is Vancouver's BC, health. But they're already looking at doing a bubble to start the season, probably in Edmonton or Toronto in Canada. And then as vaccination rates go up and hopefully hospitalizations go down, then we can start having teams back in their home arenas again. But they won't be in the States.
Can you read Into the Void soon? I miss it. You never finished it. I know. We were almost to the end of the book.
It's Kai, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
See, and people say he doesn't care about his subscribers. I know exactly who that is. That's Kai.
Agreed. I second that.
Sorry about that.
Do you think Carter Hart and the Flyers will ever win a cup?
Yes. Yes to both. Carter Hart's the reason why I think the Flyers will end their cup drought. I'll say over the next 3 to 5 years. They should be able to end their cup drought.
Have you made a Miroslav Satan video?
I don't think I've ever made a Shaitan video. I don't think I have. And if he'd ever played for the Devils, that would have been one of the first videos I made when my channel came up. Would have been, and Shaitan with the Devils. Thank you, but never happened.
Hulk Hogan is very handsome? No.
I don't think anybody said that even in the 80s.
No.
I don't think that was ever said.
No.
And Hulk Hogan was a guy that I hated him as a kid. So while everybody else was like the whole Hulkamania thing, I hated him. I was so happy when he lost. He was the biggest whiny baby. And he'd hit guys with chairs and get disqualified, and he'd get counted out. And I'm like, wait, he's the good guy. Why is he bashing somebody in the head with a chair? Why is he? And he always acted like the bad guy. So yeah, I never bought the whole eat your prayers and say your vitamins thing at all. He just bite me as far as I'm concerned. Never liked Hogan. I always cheered for Piper. Piper was my hero.
Oh, the lady that I made the baby sweater for, she just got it and she opened it.
Oh, good.
Aww.
Did you tell her it's $15?
No, Shannon.
3-0 Detroit. So Carolina's run is going to be done tonight. Sam is dreamy. Okay, I'll take your word for it.
If you
Second
were
goal
GM,
tonight.
who would you choose as coach for your team?
Oh, if I had a choice of anybody, probably Barry Trotz.
Yep, Bret Hart was way better than Hogan.
Yeah, and then Brett loses the title to Yokozuna, and then Hogan goes out, I'll take the title. Why? Wait, what? And then he beat Yokozuna in like 3 seconds. It's like, wow, you just made Brett look like an absolute goon. Way to go. Now Brett looks like a moron. What the hell? He just couldn't stop burying people. The Undertaker didn't bury as many people as Hogan. And that was Undertaker's shtick, was burying people.
Did you ever watch the movie Sausage Party?
I never got through it.
Is that the one that we started and we were like, this is stupid?
Yeah, we made it like 10 minutes. And we were like,
did not
and
get
done.
very far.
Yeah, I didn't find it funny.
So
I didn't
dumb.
find it entertaining. It didn't
was
work
not
for me.
funny.
There was nothing funny about it for me. I just thought it was really, really bad. And it was too bad because it was an interesting idea, but yeah, the movie was terrible.
Other
Wow, a lot of
than
bad checks.
NHL, what is your favorite sport?
NFL, National Football League.
He's wrong.
Absolutely.
It's not his favorite.
I've
Not his next favorite. 'Cause
I've been doing
nobody
power
likes
rankings.
football.
I've been doing NFL power rankings this year, and I did them last year as well. So yeah, I like to watch NFL.
Football's lame. No, he doesn't. He's wrong.
See, you wouldn't think that if you'd seen the last 2 minutes of the Cleveland-Baltimore game.
By 2 minutes, do you mean the last half hour?
Yeah.
Or okay.
Yeah, there were 2 touchdowns and I think it was 2 touchdowns and a safety in the last 2 minutes of that game. It was ridiculous. It was fantastic. I think you would have enjoyed it.
I would not. That's not.
I think you would have got a kick out of it.
I would not. I really, really don't like football.
Yeah, I think you would have got a kick out of it.
That's not a thing ever. No, I really don't like football. Thank you, Shannon. I'm not the only one who hates that yellow goof.
Oh, Hulk Hogan? None of it was ever genuine. I never for a minute thought any of it was genuine. I was like, he kind of seems like a prick. And I just never got past that. It didn't matter how many times he said eat your prayers and say your vitamins. I still thought he sounded like a prick. And then we found out his vitamins were steroids, which,
I've said it before, football is good. It's good for a nap. It's so long, though.
Oh, Getzlaf's injured.
Oh my gosh, it's so annoying because 3 minutes left, and the 3 minutes is forever because they have to stop every couple seconds and
Because it's awesome.
debate about where a line is or where his foot touched. It's like with hockey and icing, how they have to, but it's all the time. The whole game.
They review every play now in the last 2 minutes.
It's so annoying. Just play the damn game. If you have to look,
They do that in
screen by
baseball now,
screen-
too. Baseball now, they review plays,
That's
too.
not how games are supposed to work.
They have instant replay in baseball.
Games are not. No.
So 3-0 after 2.
No.
Carolina's going into the last period of their season. Detroit's going to take them out. But, it's been a pretty good game
Hulk Hogan has me
for Carolina.
blocked.
That doesn't surprise me. Hogan blocks a lot of people. Only love, Double H, and then he block button.
I don't watch basketball. I don't like basketball either. They score way too much.
But...
Which to me, again, it's not entertaining.
If the NHL doesn't,
one good player,
if these guys don't get back on the ice soon,
scoring.
you understand I'm going to be covering basketball as well.
I know, but I don't like it. I don't like.
That I'll be doing a power rankings for basketball as well.
No, I don't like basketball.
Because
what NFL team jerseys do you have?
I have a lot of Chargers, and I mean probably 6 or 7 different Chargers ones. I have the Bengals because those are my teams.
Somebody sent him a bunch of shirts.
I have Denver. Yes, when they moved out of San Diego, they were all on clearance. I've got the Broncos. I've got the Bears. I've got the Titans.
Bears. That's all I know about that team.
Got Tennessee. I've got.
The extent of my knowledge.
I don't have the Rams. I think I have the Raiders somewhere. I think I got the Raiders. I know I've got the Lions. I don't have anywhere near as many as I do for hockey, obviously. And it's a matter of, even though I do football videos, it's not really worth it for me to go out and get a bunch of football jerseys.
Go Brownies. What are the Girl Gates doing now?
Cleveland.
Brownies.
The team that if Lamar Jackson's bathroom break had been 5 minutes later, Cleveland wins that game.
They're little girls, and they're fairies.
Cleveland wins that game if Lamar Jackson's bathroom break had been 5 minutes later.
Brownies. That's weird. Girl guides and fairies. Selling cookies like champions. They're good cookies, so at least they have that going for them. Shut my window.
Why'd you do that?
I think my fabric was touching something.
Loser fabric.
Do you have any Eagles jerseys? I think so.
I do not have Eagles. Eagles, I know I don't have. I think anything NFC East I don't have. I know I don't have Washington. I don't have the Giants. I would not have the Cowboys. That would burn. I would think a Cowboys jersey would actually burn my skin. I cheer for the Dallas Stars via the Minnesota North Stars. I don't cheer for the Dallas Cowboys because I can't. It makes me physically ill to even think about it.
For basketball, you just need to watch the last 10 minutes. See, to me, that's silly. Then why watch?
It's true, though. You've
said that before, and I think that's just silly.
You can watch the last 10 minutes and get most of what's happened during the game. So still 3-0. I'm amazed that this team made the playoffs. I'm just amazed that this team I put together made the playoffs at all. Good defense, good goaltending. The forwards, young forwards.
You have a goal of owning one from every team in football and hockey?
Not really. Like I said, a Dallas one would burn. I mean, I've looked at it. I know I've wanted Rams. I've wanted the Saints, the Packers. But other than that, I don't know. Buccaneers, if I could find a good Bucks. Bucks have some nice jerseys. You change. Stop telling me to change. Judgy game.
Vikings jersey is a nice purple.
It is. That's the one that Yvonne's always bugging me to get. She wants me to get an Adrian Peterson. She's like, you need to get an Adrian Peterson.
Boring?
They're nice during the summer. They're nice and cool during the summer.
They're boring. To me, they look like expensive t-shirts.
They are expensive t-shirts.
So.
And these are expensive long-sleeve shirts.
But these are made out of different material and actually have applique and things on it. Football don't.
Not really, no.
No.
Generally don't. It's a number on the front and number on the back.
And even those, they're not appliqued on.
No.
It's vinyl, so they're really expensive shirts.
Yeah, and they
Which
crack.
I don't. Yeah, because it's mine.
Yeah, they
So
crack.
I don't. Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah, I would not pay full price for a football jersey. That would not happen.
Do you think BC will agree with the NHL?
I think that there's a good chance that we'll see hockey in Vancouver before the end of the season. Right now, with how the numbers are in British
The
Columbia,
numbers here are really
no.
bad.
But eventually, I think we'll see those numbers coming down, especially once we get into April. The NHL is going to play until May. And once we get into April, I think we'll see all 31 buildings open and some sense of maybe having some fans, limited attendance, and help to lessen the pain of the shutdown and the economic effects of it. But it's going to be April before that happens. I do think they end up in hubs to start the season.
What do you think of the possible Blue Jackets versus Lightning rivalry this season?
Well, that'll be fun. That'll be a fun. There's some interesting rivalries. That's why I changed the divisions in this game, because I'm trying to get the divisions to reflect what they're actually going to be in the NHL. I think this is going to be a very interesting season because there will be some new rivalries, and then of course in Canada, it's great that Canadian teams will have rivalries with all the other Canadian teams. That's going to make for some great hockey, and the ratings in Canada should be through the roof. Rogers should be very happy.
Very true. Do you think of your jersey collection as an investment or just whatever?
Yeah, no, it's definitely an investment. There are jerseys that I've added to the collection for videos for the channel, as well as because I know I'm not going to be able to get it later. So, all right, Detroit wins the series 4-3. Big old celebration. There's Matheson, Parise. There's the Carolina Whalers. Not very happy.
With the new divisions, what do you think are the most underrated rivalries?
I can't wait for Detroit and Chicago to get back at it. Detroit and Chicago should be in the same division. It doesn't feel right to me that they're not in the same division. So I'm looking forward to seeing that one back. And Vancouver and Toronto, there's going to be a natural born-in rivalry between those two fan bases. And I think there's going to be some intense dislike between the two as the year goes along. Just the Western versus Eastern Canadian teams. There should be some really, really entertaining rivalries there.
EA Sports hockey games are so garbage.
They're basically the same year to year, and this year I give them a bit of a break in that with the pandemic, there's been some limited things they can do compared to what they would normally do. So, but it is what it is. The NHL gives them the contract, and the NHL seems to be happy with what they get out of it. Right, Yvonne?
Yeah.
I'll go to that day, and then what I'll do, I'll go into just
Why
for fun.
did you stop the Canucks franchise mode? They were on a hot streak.
I didn't stop it. We're still going to do it.
He just played something else today.
Yep.
Just wanted to do something
Okay, so
different.
Carolina ended up 4th. See, Detroit won that division with 107 points. Florida, Tampa, Chicago, Carolina made it. And it's not the Metro, but Buffalo won their division, 107 points. New Jersey and Philadelphia, there's Boston down there, and look at that. Huh. And then the Canadian division, Calgary won it. Vancouver, Montreal, Toronto. And then Ottawa ended up 4th in that division. And then the Pacific, St. Louis won that. San Jose, Colorado, Minnesota. So there you go. With the fantasy draft at the start of this, made for a whole different league. And there's Vegas outside the playoffs. Imagine that'd be bizarre. I don't think that's going to happen. But there you go. All right, guys. So we've always got other stuff to do today. But thanks for coming out and everybody for behaving. That's always nice too. And hey, we will do this again. We'll do the regular live stream on Saturday. And in between now and then, there's a chance that I may have a jersey or two coming in tomorrow. We'll see.
Depending on mail.
It really depends on the speed of the mail. And it's not an exciting retro reverse. It's Islanders. So, yeah, there'll be a video on that. I'm planning on doing kind of a comedic style video about that when I get it, because it kind of needs that. But hey, Thanks for coming out. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll do this again soon.